Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This is the last in my series of top 20 solo Beatles songs. I first did Ringo, then George and then John, and now it's the turn of my favourite Beatle, Paul McCartney. Now because he's my favourite Beatle, I'm giving him 25 songs rather than 20. Now I must say that these are just my personal favourites. I do not go with what's critically acclaimed and what's not, and what I did was I looked through a lot of McCartney songs and I wrote down a lot that everyone thinks are great, and I think they're great as well, but there's certain songs I think are better. Well, I prefer them. So this is very subjective, it's what I like, so there may be a few shocks in here, but you know, I'm a pop music fan, and Paul McCartney, let's be honest, was the master of the melody. I think the only person that come close to him with regards to melody is Benny Anderson of ABBA. So we'll fire away here. 25, I'm already a minute in. So okay, number 25, and it's actually a cover version of an old traditional song, and it's live, and it's All My Trials, and this was featured on the Trip in the Light Fantastic Highlights album. It wasn't on the triple vinyl or double CD set, but then a single CD came out and this was included, and I just absolutely love this. This has got a wee bit in it that's also in Elvis Presley's An American Trilogy, is that what you call it? But yeah, love it, and that's my number 25. 24, and maybe a bit of surprise, and this is Off the Ground album, and the title song, Off the Ground. I know it's a bit silly, there's bells in it, and there's a lot of la la la's, but I think it's great. It's a catchy little number, so I'm putting this in. It's my list. So Off the Ground gets me number 24. Okay, number 23, and I'm going to give it to Take It Away, the second single from Tug of War. Great song, great video, very very catchy. Ringo's in the video as well. Yeah, I really do like it, always have. It should have been a far bigger hit than it actually was, and yeah, so I guess my number 23. Number 22, and I'm going to give it to a track of Pipes of Peace, and it's Keep Undercover, which sounds a bit like ELO around the time of Secret Messages, or even Moody Blues around the time of Long Distance Voyager. It's a great song. I think it should have been a single, never was, and it's one of my favourites off this album. So that's from Pipes of Peace, Keep Undercover at 22. Okay, I put that there. At 21, and from Wings Wildlife, is the song Tomorrow. It's by far the best song off this. Again, it wasn't a single, there's no singles off this album, but it is great single material, and I don't understand why it wasn't released. So that's my 21. So those 5 are the 5 that I really wanted to get included. So number 20, and it's this from this simple little song from Red Rose Speedway, which I adore, and it's Single Pigeon. It's only about a minute and a bit long, but I absolutely love it. I love the horns on it, I love the actual backing vocals on it. It's just a wonderful little beautiful song, so that gets my number 20. Number 19, and we have to show a CD here, so it's a recent one, and it's from the album New, and it's the title track New, which I think is brilliant. The rest of the album is not great, but the song New is fantastic. It's actually quite psychedelic as well, and there's bits of Beach Boys in here. It's just a really really original song. I think it's fantastic, and that gets my number 19. Number 18, and we're getting even newer, and it's from Egypt Station, and yes, it's the red band one. It's the old cheapo one which I bought. It's the only one I bought, and the track is Happy With You, and it's beautiful. The acoustic guitar on it is beautiful, the flute on it is beautiful. It's just a gorgeous song. His voice is a bit croaky on it, but it actually adds to the song as well. So that's my number 18. Number 17, and from London Town, and I'm going to give it to the song Cafe on the Left Bank. which for me, I don't understand why it wasn't a single. It was screaming out to be a single, but they went with the rather weak I've Had Enough instead. And then London Town, which I do like, but it still is nothing compared to Cafe on the Left Bank. It's the most Wings-like song from that album, and it's great. So that's number 17. Number 16, and from Press to Play, and it's The Beautiful Footprints. I have harped on about this song before. It is slightly reminiscent of Madonna's La Isla Bonita, well, I think so anyway, and there's a slight Christmassy sound to it as well, but it's an absolutely gorgeous ballad, and it's by far the best song off this. But that's saying a lot, because I really do like a lot of the tracks off this album. So number 15 is Footprints. Number 14, and I'm going to give it to No More Lonely Nights from the Give My Regards to Broad Street. This is the ballad version. I do like the other version, which is called the Fade Out version, or the whatever it is. It's the funkier version, but the ballad version is gorgeous. It's an absolutely gorgeous song with a really brilliant guitar at the end by David Gilmour I should say. So yeah, number 14, No More Lonely Nights. Number 13, and possibly the worst picture sleeve in the history of picture sleeves, and it's Say 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 from Pipes of Peace. Well, that's dreadful, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, this song is brilliant. It's so well produced. It sounds so good. You know what? If I play this in the car, it has to be turned up. The video of it is fantastic as well. I even love Michael Jackson's vocals in it with his he's and all the rest of it. It's a really, really good pop song. Got to number 1 in America. It should have been number 1 in the UK. Just stalled at number 2. So Say 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 is number 13. Number 12, and it is Silly Love Songs from At the Speed of Sound. That bass riff is magnificent. It is. The bass in this is absolutely magnificent. The only thing I will say about the song is maybe a little bit too long, but in saying that, it is still excellent. It's a fantastic song, and it was revised for the Broad Street album as well. Not to great effect, but this is the classic. Number 12, Silly Love Songs. Number 11, and we will go with from Band on the Run and Let Me Roll It. This is the one that sounds a bit like Cold Turkey, guitar wise anyway, but it's a wonderful song. It is a highlight off this album. I know he plays it live all the time, but I've never seen him live, so I don't really care. But yeah, it's a fantastic song, and you know, it's the last song on side 1. I think it was also the B-side of Jet as well. So number 11 is Let Me Roll It. Number 10, and it's this here, Dance Tonight, from the album Memory Almost Full. Again, I'm not overly keen on the album. It's okay, but this is absolutely brilliant, and it also has an absolutely brilliant video as well. Is it the mandolin he plays, or one of those, a ukulele or whatever it is? But it is an absolutely fantastic song. I always loved it, and it did chart. It actually got top 30 in 2007, which is saying something for Paul McCartney, because you know, any of the older artists now just do not chart, even in the past 20 years, and it still managed to chart. Brilliant song, and that gets my number 10. Okay, number 9, and we have from McCartney, and it's That Would Be Something, which I love. I just love it. I don't really know how to describe it. It's so different, but it's so groovy. It's a brilliant song. Absolutely adore it. I love this album in general. So that gets my number 9. That Would Be Something. I just love the guitar. I think George Harrison liked this as well, which is saying something. So number 9, That Would Be Something. Number 8, and well, I have to give it to one of the big classics, and it is Band on the Run. It's a 3-part song, and it's magnificent. And it was this in Jet that really did bring Paul back. I know he was still successful in America, but it brought the critics back, and this is a fantastic song. So Number 8 is Band on the Run. Number 7, and I'm going to give it to Maybe I'm Amazed, and I'll show the live version. I like both of them and I can't make my mind up which one, but because I actually heard this first, and this was a minor hit single, top 30 I think, I'll give it to this. So I do like the live version from Wings Over America. So Maybe I'm Amazed, one of his best ever songs. You know, a lot of people agree as well, and the Faces do a very good version of this too. So that gets my number 7. Number 6, and I'm going to give it to, yes, Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, which I think is again magnificent. I love the 3 parts on it. I love the Uncle Albert bit, the Admiral Halsey bit, and the Gypsy bit. I think it's fantastic, it really is. Why it wasn't released in the UK, I do not know. Number 1 in America, and quite rightly so. Okay, number 5, I'm going to give it to, again from McCartney, and it's Every Night. Beautiful, beautiful song. I believe he started this around the time of the Let It Be sessions. I didn't know that until I watched Andrew Dixon's video, but yeah, and it was covered by Phoebe Snow, who had a hit with it. I think it was Phoebe Snow, and the Drifters did a version of it as well. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful song. So Every Night gets my number 5. Number 4, and it's going to Wanderlust from Tug of War. Again, it's a beautiful ballad. It's up there with anything he's ever written, and I do love the version on Give My Regards to Broad Street as well. It's on side 2. Side 2 is magnificent in this album. It's a magnificent album. So Wanderlust gets my number 4. Number 3, and I'm sorry I don't have a picture sleeve. There is one, but I don't have it. And this is Listen to What the Man Said from Venus and Mars. The backing vocals in this are amazing, absolutely amazing. Hail Linda, hail Denny, hail Paul. Brilliant, brilliant song. By far the best song off that album. It's a real 10 out of 10 song. Wasn't included on the Wings Greatest Hits. Don't understand why. It did well in the charts in the UK, and I believe it got to number 1, I'm not sure, in America. But Listen to What the Man Said is my number 3. Number 2, and I'm going to give it to the title track of Tug of War, and that's Tug of War. Again, this is really magnificent, especially in the album. Whenever it then goes into Take It Away, it segues into it. It's really, really good. I just think this is one of his strongest ever songs. I really do. I think it's really, really strong. Brilliant. I love the drums on it as well, like the marching type drums. It's just a really, really good song, and so it gets my number 2. And I have to give this my number 1, and it's not the coolest in the world, but it's Forgotten About, and it's Mull of Kintyre. It got to number 1 for a reason. It's that good. It stayed at 9 weeks for a reason. It's that good, and it is the best selling single that has nothing to do with charity. So it's the best selling non-charity single in the UK to this date. So that's saying something. It's such a brilliant song. The Americans really missed out on this one. They went for Girls' School, which is not a bad wee rocker, but it's nowhere near the same league as Mull of Kintyre. And whenever the bagpipes come in, I still get a shiver. Love it, love it, love it. Brilliant song, and that is my number 1. Okay, so there's my ranking of, well, not ranking, that's my picking of my 25 favourite Paul McCartney songs. I know there's a lot of ones missing, like Junior's Farm. I was never that keen on it. Let Him In, nearly got in. I nearly let Him in. And there's a few others, but no, those are my 25 and I'm happy. Okay, that's me for now. I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.